A near 100,000 sellout crowd are on their feet as there are some last to PECCO Bagnaia. It's less than 10 minutes to lights out here.
But finally, one of the most important riders I think we've had. Very grateful for what he did, and yeah, we always him all.
We just heard there from the team. Bagnaia said yesterday all he will do. Sweaty palms myself here in the commentary box as Maria in Valencia.
For Jorge Martin, in some respects, his job is simple. Information as soon as we get it, if we do receive it from Michelin on the final starting tyre choice, we can be pretty confident what PECCO Bagnaia's Novo team. Our information going to the grid is that Maverick Vinales has...
The BMW safety car peels away from the front of the grid. The 3-minute board goes up. No Tormo circuit in Valencia. And from Danny Ramagnoli, Martin's crew chief. Going into the biggest race in the last 17 years, it's come down to in Valencia, it's lights out, and we are racing, firing away from pole position. The dream star from world champion PECCO Bagnaia. He's going to lead the field into the first corner. The KTMs are side by side on the run down to turn one as well. Martin's done a really good.
As he can, and try and put as much space between that 6th place as he can.
It's all.
Bagnaia on the grid. He's cleared the pair of them, but he's not getting any closer at this stage to Bagnaia, who's just going to try. Looking elsewhere on the grid, Marc Marquez is up 2 spots into 7th. Fabio Quartararo, who we know is feeling well, did not get the same rocket start he got yesterday. He's behind his teammate in 16th now.
Into turn 4 we go. Marquez was involved then with PECCO in that first lap incident. That's currently under investigation. We haven't seen the replay as yet of what happened between the 8-times world champion and Marco PECCO, who secured 3rd place in the world championship. Miller on the inside of his factory KTM teammate Binder. That was beautiful by the Aussie. He slots up in 3rd place.
And Martin right on the rear tyre of PECCO Bagnaia as they now approach into turn 8. He'll be able to hear all the support from the crowd behind him as the KTMs go wide into...
Exact same incident with the Gian Antonio in Qatar 7 days ago. Have we just seen the key moment of this year's MotoGP World Championship at turn 1 on lap 3 here in Valencia?
Well, that's cost Jorge Martin 6. Iron Jorge Martin, it cost him, as you can see left of screen, over 2 seconds.
They've got to send a message now, haven't they, to Bagnaia? Surely now.
He must have felt it.
Bagnaia, yeah, he must have felt it. He's got no idea how close that was to disaster. Martin has just got to regroup here, get the focus back. Look at Tardozzi's heart rate, it's going through the roof. It was about 90 before the Grand, 140 beats a minute. This is the big moment then. This was all because Bagnaia ran wide at the final corner. He's going to get sucked into the dirty air there. Ooh. How close was that? You saw there, Bagnaia's Ducati actually shook, I think,
this is
in
what
the
it looked
turbulence.
Like from the back of Bagnaia by 0.3 of a second from moment, because Brad Binder is now climbing all over the back of PECCO Bagnaia. You can see the gap between our 2 title contenders.
Pressure on the world champion's rear tyre. That's the championship picture as it stands right now, as Martin working his way firmly back into contention here. On the inside of Maverick Vinales is going to try and tough it out. On the inside they go through turn 5, shaking his head. Maverick Vinales is out there fighting for a...
Martin has got to try and show a little bit of patience here. There is a lot of laps remaining, and what he might be able to see up ahead of him is that PECCO Bagnaia is not gapping this crew much hard work as Martin comes through again on Vinales, but again it doesn't work out for him.
And how close is that between Marquez and Zarco directly? Vinales is going to take it. Zarco and Marquez leaning on each other coming through.
And goes through on Vinales. This
GP World Champion, he's just lost the lead. Heartache inside the Prima Ducati garage on the biggest day of his life, the biggest day of his career. It's all gone wrong for Martin. He collects Marc Marquez, who gets launched into orbit. That was horrendous for Marc Marquez. But those opening 5 laps have packed a season's worth of drama, haven't of cruising. There's the board. Martin out, and PECCO Bagnaia now can breathe a huge sigh of relief to Martin and to Prima Ducati.
Yeah, that's not the way we wanted to see a view of that. Marc Marquez being helped away. That is such a shame to see Marc.
Probably just getting the message or seeing the dashboard, it might just have affected his concentration. Bagnaia is the world champion. Jorge Martin and Prima Ducati have fought in stars, haven't they, on so many occasions in the MotoGP World Championship this year. That's a horrendous incident for Marc Marquez. Let's hope that the 8-times world champion is okay. A painful ending to his illustrious career as a HR Marquez could do. Paolo Campinotti, the whole of Prima Ducati try memorable moments for fans all around the world this year. It was so near, yet so far. Jorge Martin, don't worry.
gestures, the standing ovation is not going to console Jorge Martin. Already beginning to start the coronation for Pecco Bagnaia. Jorge Martin made that error, if you can call it that. He is in floods of tears, and you can hardly blame him.
Yeah, poor old Jorge Martin. This is this will take him a while. Marc Marquez, nothing that Marquez could do about that one. He was just on his normal racing line going through that fourth corner.
Martin out. Martin out.
I'm guessing that's the radio from a spotter out on circuit reporting back to the factory Ducati garage.
Champion Gigi Dall'Igna, that's a nice touch coming over to console Jorge Martin, who